The world doesn't wait for us. It moves at its own pace. And if we're not careful, we can find ourselves constantly chasing after it, running in circles. But what if the key to making everything come together is to stop running? What if, instead of pushing, we learn to move in sync with the flow of life? The Stoics understood this deeply. Life is not about forcing things to happen, but about aligning ourselves with the natural order of the universe. When we stop demanding the world bend to our will, we create space for it to unfold in its own time, revealing the lessons, opportunities, and transformations we were meant to encounter. It's in the stillness, the patience, the quiet trust in the process that we start to see real progress. We stop worrying about what's next and start living in what is. And that shift, it's everything. If you're ready to stop fighting against time and begin embracing the rhythm of life, consider subscribing. This is your first step toward a life of alignment, purpose, and growth, just as the Stoics taught us. When you subscribe, you're committing to your own journey of self-discovery, discipline, and meaning. Let's walk that path together. The more you try to control something, the more it slips through your fingers. It's a cruel paradox that many of us struggle with every day. Think about it. When was the last time you tried to control something, and it just didn't go the way you expected? The harder you gripped, the more it slipped away. The tighter your hold, the further it moved from you. That's the nature of control. The more you fight against the flow, the more you struggle. It's like trying to stop the tide from coming in by holding onto the shore. It's futile. But here's the thing. The moment you stop grasping so tightly, you begin to feel a shift. It's subtle at first, but it's there. It's the shift from chaos to calm, from struggle to ease. It's not that you stop caring or doing the work. It's that you let go of the need to control the outcome. You surrender to the process, and in that surrender, you find true control. You align yourself with the rhythm of life instead of fighting against it. There's a power in letting go, a quiet strength in releasing what you can't control and focusing only on what you can. When we stop forcing things to happen, we stop burning energy on resistance, and we start conserving our power for what truly matters. Life doesn't need to be forced into submission. It unfolds in its own time, and it always has. It's the constant dance of action and surrender, of working without forcing, of preparing without desperation. As Carl Jung once said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. That acceptance of our limitations, our humanity, and our inability to control everything around us is the first step to true empowerment. Once we accept that, we stop pushing so hard and we start finding a rhythm that works for us. We start aligning with the flow, not against it. You see, control doesn't come from dominance or force. It comes from understanding that you can't control everything, but you can control how you react, how you respond to life's challenges, how you move through the chaos. That's where the real power lies. It's the difference between struggling and flowing, between forcing and allowing. The world doesn't bend to our will, but when we stop fighting, we become more attuned to its rhythm. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting with intention, purpose, and focus, but not from a place of anxiety or fear. It means doing everything as if it is the right thing at the right time, without the need for constant validation or outcomes. When we let go of control, we make space for growth. Growth that comes from patience. Growth that comes from allowing things to unfold in their own time. It's about building a foundation strong enough to withstand the waves, not trying to stop the waves from coming. In a way, it's like standing on the edge of a river, watching the current flow. You can't control it, but you can adjust your footing, you can stand firm, and you can allow the flow to move around you. But how do we find this balance between control and surrender? It starts by acknowledging that life isn't a race. The world today pushes us to rush, to make quick decisions, to move faster, achieve more, and chase success. We believe that in order to succeed, we must be in control every step of the way. But the truth is, control only becomes a burden when we carry it everywhere, when we try to grip every aspect of our lives with tight hands. There's no room for growth in that. Life becomes a series of tasks to be ticked off, a checklist to be completed, instead of a journey to be experienced. By releasing the need for absolute control, we free ourselves from constant worry and pressure. We stop measuring our worth by our ability to manage every situation, every person, and every outcome. Instead, we start measuring our worth by our ability to stay true to ourselves, our values, and our purpose, no matter what is happening around us. This is the Stoic approach to life. It's not about controlling the events that happen to you. It's about controlling how you react to them. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Strength doesn't come from managing every little detail of life. It comes from the inner resilience to face whatever comes your way and remain aligned with your true self. When we give up the need to control every outcome, we stop burning our energy on things we can't change. Instead, we channel our energy into what matters most, our response to life, our ability to stay grounded, calm, and focused, no matter what the world throws at us. That's where true power lies. It lies in the moments when we let go and let life flow, knowing we are ready to meet it with a steady heart. When we stop trying to control the uncontrollable, we start to realize that we are part of something bigger, something beyond our own limited perspective. We start to see the larger patterns at play, the way the world naturally shifts and moves, and we begin to align with that. The best part, we don't have to force it. When you let go of control, you allow yourself to see opportunities where before there were only obstacles. You open yourself to new possibilities, and in doing so you start attracting what you need. Not by chasing it, but by becoming ready for it. At the end of the day, life is a series of events that we can't fully control. What we can control is how we prepare for them, how we approach each moment, and how we choose to respond. By letting go of control, we allow ourselves to be guided by something greater, and in that guidance, we find our true strength. Anxiety is a silent thief, creeping into your life and taking more than you realize. It's not loud, not obvious, but it's there, slowly stealing your peace, your clarity, and your energy. Ever noticed how everything seems a little heavier when you're anxious? Like you're carrying a weight, but you don't even realize it until it becomes unbearable. It's not just the physical tension or racing thoughts. It's the emotional drain, the constant feeling that something is wrong, even when everything appears fine on the surface. Anxiety doesn't just affect your mind, it consumes your whole being, leaving you feeling scattered, disconnected from the present. In a world that moves faster than we can keep up with, anxiety thrives on the constant rush of the future. It pulls you away from where you are and forces your focus to a time that hasn't even come yet, robbing you of the clarity and presence you need right now. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by all the what-ifs swirling around in your head, but the truth is, most of those fears are projections of things that haven't even happened. Anxiety pushes you into the future, but it does so with no guarantee that what you're worrying about will ever come true. It distorts your reality and steals your focus from what actually matters. It strips you of the ability to be present, to act with clarity and purpose. When you're caught in a cycle of anxiety, your mind isn't free to make decisions that are in alignment with who you truly are. Instead, you're making choices from a place of fear, from a place of uncertainty, and that's not where power lies. Power lies in the present moment, in choosing to act from a place of calm and self-assurance. As Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." That choice is impossible when anxiety is in control, leading you down paths that aren't even yours to walk. The irony is that anxiety makes us feel like we're doing something about our problems. It tricks us into thinking that by worrying, we're preparing for something. But in reality, it does the opposite. It only pulls us further from our true power, from the ability to make decisions that are grounded in our values, not in our fears. When you live in the grip of anxiety, you're never really free. Your decisions are based on an imagined future, not on the present moment where true control exists. The key to overcoming anxiety isn't about fighting it. It's about understanding that it's not the future you're afraid of. It's the lack of control you feel over the present. Once you realize that, you stop giving anxiety the power it doesn't deserve. So what can we do about it? How do we reclaim our peace, our clarity, and our ability to move through life with purpose instead of fear? It starts with acceptance. You have to accept that you can't control everything. Life is unpredictable, and that's okay. You don't have to have every step mapped out to make progress. Sometimes, just taking a breath and allowing things to unfold naturally is the most powerful action you can take. You stop fighting against the current of life and begin to move with it. This isn't about being passive or avoiding responsibility. It's about aligning yourself with what's happening now, rather than worrying about what might happen. When you allow yourself to simply be in the present, anxiety has less room to take hold. You stop chasing after something that hasn't arrived, and instead, you embrace what is already here. This shift in perspective takes practice, but it's worth it. It's about reclaiming your power, not by forcing things to happen, but by trusting the natural flow of life. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Anxiety feeds off the future, but most of our fears are just stories we tell ourselves, stories that haven't yet come true. This doesn't mean you should avoid planning or preparing for the future. What it does mean is that you shouldn't let anxiety dominate your life, hijacking your peace and your ability to think clearly. By focusing on the present, you begin to align your actions with what you can control. You focus on what's in front of you right now, the decisions, the choices, the actions you can take today that will shape your future. It's a shift from feeling helpless to feeling empowered. You recognize that you have the ability to act, to choose, and to move forward in a way that is rooted in calm and clarity, not fear. When you learn to release the grip of anxiety, you open yourself up to a whole new way of living. You stop being consumed by thoughts of the future that may never come, and instead, you focus on what you can create today. Your actions become more intentional, more aligned with your purpose, and less driven by the chaotic pull of worry. By being present, you're able to experience life with more depth, more focus, and ultimately, more peace. What would your life look like if you let go of the weight of anxiety? What could you accomplish if you stopped being distracted by fears of things that haven't even happened yet? Imagine the clarity, the freedom, the peace you'd experience. It's within your reach, but it requires you to break free from the cycle of worry and focus on what is true and present right now. Anxiety doesn't have to steal your peace. It only does so when you let it. The power to take back control is yours. When you choose to embrace the present, you stop being a prisoner of your fears and start becoming the master of your life. The need for perfection is a trap. It's a myth, an illusion that keeps you stuck in place, always reaching for something that doesn't actually exist. We've all been there, haven't we? that feeling of striving for an ideal version of ourselves, of our work, of our lives. We convince ourselves that if we just get everything perfect, then everything will finally fall into place. But the truth is, perfection never comes. It's a moving target, always just out of reach. And the harder we chase it, the more frustrated we become. The more we believe that perfection is the key to success, the further we push ourselves away from it. This is the trap. Perfection isn't what leads to progress. Progress comes from consistency, from showing up every day, doing the work, even when it's not perfect. When you let go of the need for perfection, you free yourself. You stop judging every step along the way, and instead, you embrace the idea that every moment is part of the process. The missteps, the failures, the small victories, they're all part of the journey. Progress doesn't require perfection. It requires action. It requires that you keep moving, even when things aren't ideal. So often, we hesitate to take the next step because we feel like we don't have it all figured out. But perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Perfection is nothing more than a mirage, an illusion that keeps us from seeing the truth of our own potential. We've been taught that success is a polished, flawless version of reality, but that's not how life works. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of bumps along the way. But it's in those imperfections that we find our strength. It's in the moments where we fall short that we learn, grow, and adapt. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you embrace the truth that your imperfections are what make you real. They are the building blocks of who you are becoming. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect to move forward. You just need to start. It's about building the courage to take action, even when you don't have all the answers. The pursuit of perfection often holds us back. We get caught in the trap of waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity. And in doing so, we miss the opportunities right in front of us. The most successful people in life aren't the ones who waited for the perfect moment. They are the ones who took imperfect action, who embraced the process of learning and growing as they went along. Progress is built on consistency, not perfection. It's about showing up day after day, doing what you can, even if it's not flawless. Every step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. This is where the power lies. When you release the pressure to be perfect, you allow yourself the freedom to be human. You give yourself permission to fail, to stumble, to make mistakes. And with each mistake, you learn something new. You refine your approach, adapt your strategies, and keep moving forward. It's the act of moving forward, no matter the imperfections, that leads to growth. And that growth, that's what ultimately creates success. Perfection doesn't build character, progress does. It's in the small, consistent actions, the failures, the missteps, and the perseverance that you develop the strength and resilience needed to achieve your goals. This is the shift that needs to happen, from perfection to progress. When you stop holding yourself to an impossible standard, you start to embrace the journey. You begin to see that every step, even the missteps, is part of a greater picture. You stop measuring yourself by how perfect your results are and start measuring by how much you've learned and grown along the way. The process becomes the reward, and when you start focusing on progress instead of perfection, you begin to realize just how far you've come, even if it doesn't look perfect. That's the true measure of success: how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how much you've evolved. The truth about perfection is that it's not about having everything figured out or doing everything flawlessly. It's about taking consistent action even when you don't have all the answers. It's about moving forward even when things feel uncertain. Perfection is a false goal that keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and inaction. But progress is real, it's tangible, and it's something you can build every day. You don't need to wait for perfection to start living your life, to chase your dreams, or to make a difference. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that progress will follow. Let go of perfection and embrace the journey of becoming. In a world that constantly demands action, stillness feels like a revolutionary act. We are surrounded by noise, distractions, and endless to-do lists. Every moment seems to pull us in 1,000 directions, urging us to do more, achieve more, and keep moving. But in this frenzy, there's a power that's often overlooked, the power of stillness. It's not the absence of action, it's the presence of calm. It's the ability to pause, take a breath, and allow yourself the space to think clearly. In that stillness, you begin to hear the rhythm of the world around you. Instead of reacting impulsively to every challenge, you start to see things for what they truly are. And in that moment, you are free to choose your response from a place of clarity and inner peace. Stillness isn't about doing nothing. It's about being present with what is, without the constant pull of distractions. It's about creating space within yourself to process, to reflect, and to align your actions with your values. When you allow yourself to be still, you begin to see things you might have missed in the chaos. You hear the quiet whispers of intuition that guide you toward what really matters. You stop chasing after the next thing and start tuning into the deeper rhythm of life. This stillness is a form of power, a power that comes not from force or speed, but from the ability to wait, to listen, and to act when the time is right. As Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." When you look within, you discover a deeper sense of purpose, clarity, and direction. In the rush to do more, we often forget that the most important actions come from a place of calm. We get caught in the trap of constant motion, thinking that if we just work harder, push more, or act faster, we'll find success. But the truth is, this frantic energy often leads us in circles. We might be moving, but we aren't always making progress. Stillness, on the other hand, allows you to find your center. It helps you align with your true purpose, making your actions more intentional and focused. When you're still, you don't waste energy on things that don't matter. You stop reacting to every external circumstance and start responding from a place of inner clarity. This is where real power lies, not in the noise, but in the quiet strength of stillness. We've been conditioned to believe that action is the key to success. But what if the secret to achieving your goals isn't doing more, but doing less? Doing what truly matters, with intention and focus. Stillness allows you to sift through the noise, separating what's important from what's merely urgent. It gives you the space to reflect on your values, your priorities, and your long-term vision. When you're constantly on the go, it's easy to get lost in the demands of the moment. But when you allow yourself to be still, you reconnect with your deeper purpose, and that connection gives you the strength to act with precision and clarity. In moments of stillness, you begin to see the world from a different perspective. You stop reacting impulsively to what's happening around you and start responding from a place of awareness. This shift changes everything. You move from a state of desperation and fear to a state of calm and purpose. You act not because you have to, but because you choose to. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. Instead, you take control of your response, your actions, and your life. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same can be said about stillness. It's not about eliminating all activity, but about learning to act with greater purpose, with fewer distractions and desires. The world often tells us that stillness is the same as inaction. It tells us that we must always be doing, always be moving, or else we're falling behind. But stillness is not about withdrawing from the world. It's about being in the world with a sense of clarity and presence. It's about observing, reflecting, and responding in a way that aligns with who you truly are. When you're still, you aren't stuck. You're positioning yourself for greater success. You are sharpening your focus, your intuition, and your decision-making. And when the right moment comes, you act, not out of panic, but from a place of readiness and strength. Stillness gives you the power to act with purpose. It allows you to stop chasing after every fleeting desire and instead focus on what truly matters. In the stillness, you can hear your inner voice more clearly. You can make decisions that align with your values and your long-term goals, rather than being swept away by the currents of external pressure. Most of the anxiety and stress we feel comes from projecting into the future, imagining all the things that might go wrong. But when we learn to embrace stillness, we stop running ahead of ourselves. We focus on the present moment, on what we can control right now, and that's where our power lies. In stillness, you begin to trust yourself. You trust that when the time comes to act, you'll know exactly what to do. You trust that the universe or life or whatever higher force you believe in has its own rhythm, and your role is to align with it. You stop pushing, stop forcing, and start flowing. The power of stillness isn't just in the moments when you're not doing anything. It's in the moments when you choose to act with clarity and purpose, having taken the time to listen, reflect, and understand. Stillness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. In a world that's constantly moving, constantly demanding action, stillness is what gives you the strength to endure, to choose, and to act. It's not about retreating from life. It's about engaging with it in a way that's more conscious, more deliberate, and more in tune with your true self. The world will always be noisy. The key is to find your quiet center in the midst of it. The Stoics believed in the power of inner peace, the kind that comes from aligning your thoughts and actions with the natural order of things. When you stop fighting against life, when you stop trying to control everything, you allow yourself to be in harmony with it. And in that harmony, you find the power to act with intention, to move through the world with purpose, and to embrace each moment with clarity. How much of your life have you spent chasing something? Chasing success, love, validation, happiness. It's a constant cycle, isn't it? We run after these things, thinking that once we catch them, everything will fall into place. But here's the truth. The more you chase, the more elusive it becomes. The more you push, the further away it seems. This idea of chasing is deeply ingrained in our culture. We're taught to strive for more, to hustle, to be constantly on the move, always reaching for the next goal. But what if there's another way? What if, instead of chasing, you simply aligned yourself with the life you desire? Imagine that for a moment. No frantic scrambling, no constant striving. Just being present, just living in harmony with what you want. The universe or life, whatever you choose to call it, isn't some random force working against you. It's designed to bring the right things to you, but only when you stop chasing. The moment you release the need to control every aspect of your life, that's when things begin to fall into place. It's not that you stop pursuing your dreams, far from it. But there's a difference between chasing something in desperation and aligning with it in purpose. When you chase, you're coming from a place of lack, of feeling like you don't have what you need. But when you align with life, you come from a place of abundance, of trust, and of knowing that the right things will come to you at the right time. As Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." You align yourself with your desires through your actions, not your desperation. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. The energy you put out into the world changes. Instead of pushing for something that feels just out of reach, you simply begin to embody the life you want. And as you do that, The right opportunities, the right people, and the right experiences naturally gravitate toward you. You've probably experienced it at some point in your life. When you're least expecting something, it arrives. When you stop obsessing over the outcome, that's when the outcome begins to unfold. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you stop forcing. You stop rushing. You begin to trust that life will bring you what you need when you're ready, not when you demand it. This shift in perspective is freeing. You no longer feel the pressure of constantly running after things. You become more present, more grounded in the here and now. And when you're in the present, you become more attuned to the opportunities that are already around you. This is where true abundance lies, not in the frantic pursuit of more, but in the ability to recognize and appreciate what you already have. So, what happens when you stop chasing? You start living in alignment with your true purpose. Instead of forcing things to happen, you begin to act with intention. You trust that the right people, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities will come at the right time. Life begins to feel less like a race and more like a dance, where you're not pushing, not striving, but moving with the rhythm of the world around you. You become attuned to the flow, and as you do, you stop exhausting yourself trying to control everything. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means recognizing that you don't need to chase them to make them happen. You can take steady, intentional steps forward without the weight of urgency pulling you in every direction. This shift in mindset is powerful. It gives you the freedom to enjoy the journey, to embrace the process, and to trust that everything you need will arrive in its own time. And when it does, you're ready to receive it, because you've aligned yourself with it. You've already become the person who is capable of handling the success, the love, the happiness that you've been chasing. When you stop chasing, you allow the universe, or life, to meet you halfway. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When your thoughts are aligned with peace, with trust, with purpose, everything else follows suit. You see, the universe isn't something out there that you need to fight against. It's a force that you can work with, a force that flows with you, not against you. But it only works when you stop resisting, when you stop pushing for things to happen on your timeline. When you let go of the constant chase, you begin to trust that life will unfold as it should. You stop forcing and start flowing. You stop looking for validation because you've already found it within yourself. You stop needing approval because you've come to understand that your worth is not tied to external recognition. You align with your true self, and in doing so, you attract the life you've always wanted. Letting go of the need to chase doesn't mean you stop striving for your goals. It means you stop chasing them out of desperation. It means you start working towards them with patience, with trust, and with clarity. You stop attaching your worth to the outcome, and instead, you embrace the journey itself. This shift allows you to act from a place of calm, not anxiety. It frees you from the constant cycle of wanting more and leads you to a place of gratitude for what you already have. It's in this space of peace and clarity that true transformation happens. It's when you stop chasing that life begins to come to you effortlessly. Trust is a powerful thing, but it's not something that comes easily, especially when we want control. We live in a world that thrives on certainty, on knowing what's next, on being able to map out every detail. But the reality is, we can't predict everything, and that's where trust comes in. Trusting in the process doesn't mean having all the answers. It means showing up, doing the work, and believing that eventually the result will come. It's not about knowing the exact outcome. It's about having faith that the work you're doing, the effort you're putting in, will lead you where you need to go. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." In a sense, Trusting the process is about accepting that you may not have control over everything, but that doesn't make you powerless. It makes you free. We often get so caught up in wanting to see the end result, to know exactly how everything will unfold, that we forget the beauty of the journey. Trusting in the process means letting go of the anxiety around the future and instead focusing on the present. It means putting in the effort each day without worrying about when or even if the outcome will show up. It's the act of showing up, staying committed to your path, and believing that things will unfold when the time is right. Trust isn't a passive thing, though. It's a practice. It's the decision to keep moving forward, even when you don't see immediate results. It's the ability to work with patience, knowing that progress is still being made, even if it's not visible yet. When you trust the process, you stop fighting against it. Instead of resisting what is, you start working with the flow of life. Life isn't meant to be controlled. It's meant to be experienced, to be navigated with wisdom and patience. And when you try to control every aspect, you inevitably meet resistance. But when you trust, that resistance fades. You align with the natural rhythm of things, and that's when you begin to see progress. It's like planting a seed. You can't make it grow faster by constantly digging it up and checking on it. All you can do is water it, give it light, and trust that with time, it will bloom. Patience is key in this process. Trust doesn't happen overnight. It's built over time through consistent effort and the willingness to let go of the need for immediate gratification. And while it's hard to let go of control, it's when you do that true freedom is found. We tend to think that our efforts need to show results quickly, but real growth takes time. The more we trust in the process, the less anxious we become about the outcome. Anxiety often stems from the fear of not knowing what's next, of not being able to control what happens. But when you trust the process, that fear starts to dissolve. You stop worrying about the what-ifs and start focusing on the what is. You show up each day, give what you can, and trust that the universe, life, or whatever you believe in is working with you, not against you. This act of trust is deeply rooted in letting go of the need to control every step, letting go of the desire for instant success, and instead trusting that with each moment you're getting closer to where you need to be. It's about accepting that life has its own timing, that things unfold as they should, and that by doing your part, you're aligning yourself with that timing. You're not fighting it, you're not rushing it. You're allowing it to unfold naturally. It's in the stillness of trusting the process that you find your peace. You stop checking the clock, waiting for the right moment to arrive. Instead, you just keep moving forward, knowing that it's already happening. Trust yourself, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, then you will not be disturbed by the voices of the crowd. In trusting the process, you trust yourself, your decisions, and your ability to handle whatever comes next. Trusting the process isn't always easy. There are days when doubt creeps in, when you question whether your efforts are worth it, whether things will ever change. But those moments of doubt are just part of the journey. It's natural to have them. What matters is how you respond to them. Do you give up, or do you keep going, even when it feels like nothing is happening? The more you trust, the less you let doubt control you. You begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to strengthen your trust and patience. Life's challenges are never random. They're there to teach you, to refine you, to prepare you for what's to come. And when you trust the process, you understand that each challenge is a step closer to where you want to be. The beauty of trusting the process is that it brings you back to the present. You no longer need to constantly check where you are in relation to the goal. Instead, you focus on what you're doing right now. You focus on the effort the practice, and the intention. You stop worrying about when things will happen because you know they will in their own time. And that's when the magic happens. When you stop trying to control the outcome comes to you almost effortlessly. Trusting the process is a commitment to yourself. It's a commitment to remain patient, to do the work, and to trust that the results will come when the time is right. It's not about giving up on your dreams. It's about letting go of the need to control every detail. It's about allowing life to unfold naturally and trusting that everything you need will come to you in due time. It's in this process, in this act of trust, that you find your true power. When things are delayed, how do you react? Do you find yourself frustrated, annoyed, questioning why the world seems to be working against you? Or do you take a step back and see that delay as an opportunity? It's easy to get caught up in the emotion of waiting, to feel like everything is out of your control, like the world is testing you. But what if these delays weren't a setback at all? What if they were, in fact, a chance to grow, to refine your craft, and to prepare yourself for what's next? Every delay, no matter how inconvenient it seems in the moment, is not a rejection of your desires. It's a pause, a moment to deepen your readiness, to get even stronger for what's about to come your way. This is a lesson that the Stoics understood deeply. They didn't see setbacks as punishments. They saw them as opportunities to build inner strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." What if the very thing you perceive as standing in your way, whether it's a delay, a challenge, or an obstacle, is the thing that's actually pushing you toward growth? This perspective shift can be incredibly powerful. It turns frustration into fuel and allows you to transform moments of waiting into moments of preparation. Instead of sitting in impatience, you use that time wisely. You prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally for whatever comes next. The thing is, the world isn't holding back from you. It's not testing your patience just for the sake of it. There's a deeper rhythm to life, and sometimes the timing of things is beyond our control. Yet, everything unfolds as it should at the right moment. The delay you feel could be a sign that you're not yet ready for the next step. It's not that you're being denied, it's that you're being prepared. Think of it like a tree that takes years to grow deep roots before it can stand tall. If it were rushed, if it were forced to grow too quickly, it wouldn't have the stability to weather the storms. Similarly, if you rush your journey, skipping over the periods of growth and refinement, you may find that you aren't ready to handle the success you seek when it finally arrives. In these moments of delay, your job is to prepare. This preparation doesn't always mean doing more. It means doing things with intention. It means working on strengthening your foundations, whether it's your skills, your mindset, or your emotional resilience. Think about it. How often do we focus on external achievements without first looking inward? The external world often seems to reflect our internal state. When we rush, when we're desperate for the outcome, we miss the subtle signs that we still have work to do. And that's okay. This is why the Stoic approach is so powerful. It teaches us not to resist delays or setbacks, but to accept them as part of the process. It's not about doing more. It's about being more grounded, more patient, more prepared. Seneca wisely stated, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." This quote speaks to our tendency to focus so much on the future that we forget to take full advantage of the present. We're so focused on where we want to go, when we want to get there, and how fast we can reach the destination that we forget to live fully in the now. In reality, the time spent waiting, the time spent in delay, is often where the real magic happens. It's when you're not rushing to the next thing that you can truly see the lessons and opportunities around you. You get the chance to learn, reflect, and prepare for when the time finally arrives. Delays allow you to step back and reassess, to refine your approach, to build your character in ways that would be impossible if everything happened exactly as planned. But here's the real truth. Delays aren't forever. No matter how long they feel, they always come to an end. And when they do, you will find that you've been given something far more valuable than the outcome you were originally seeking. You'll find that you're better equipped to handle whatever comes next because you use the time wisely. You're more solid, more prepared, and more resilient. Life isn't about a straight line to success. It's about the curve, the bends, the pauses, and the lessons in between. Each delay, every setback, is simply a part of the unfolding journey. By learning to trust this process, you begin to understand that everything comes to you when you're truly ready to receive it. There's an undeniable power in patience, in understanding that things will unfold as they should, in their own time. The world doesn't move according to our schedule, but that doesn't mean we're powerless in the process. We still have agency, still have the ability to shape how we use the time we have. And in those moments of delay, instead of fighting against the current, we learn to move with it, to use the time to refine ourselves. By doing so, we ensure that when the time finally comes for us to take action, we're ready. The world, with all its delays and interruptions, has a funny way of showing us exactly where we need to grow. And when we finally take that next step, it feels like we've been waiting for the perfect moment. Not just a moment in time, but a moment of readiness, a moment where we've built the foundation to truly stand. In the end, every delay is a reflection of what we still have to learn. The world isn't withholding anything from us. It's waiting for us to be ready. The more we embrace this truth, the less resistance we'll feel. We start to trust in the process, to trust that everything is unfolding as it should. And when we do, we realize that the delays were never obstacles. They were opportunities, shaping us into the person we needed to be. Patience is often misunderstood. It's not about sitting idle, waiting for something to happen without any action. No, patience is far more powerful than that. It's the quiet strength that resides within, the ability to wait without anxiety or frustration, to remain steady despite external pressures. In a world that constantly tells us to act now, to move quickly, to achieve as fast as possible, patience can feel like a burden. But what if, instead of seeing patience as something that holds us back, we started seeing it as the true form of freedom? It's not just about waiting. It's about embracing the space in between, the moments where we have the chance to align ourselves with life's natural flow. When we stop forcing things to happen on our timeline, we open ourselves up to something much greater. Patience isn't about surrendering to delays. It's about aligning with them, trusting that everything unfolds in its own time. The Stoics understood this better than most. They didn't see patience as passivity or weakness, but as a powerful act of control. To be patient, to endure, is not to give up or settle for less. It's the opposite. It's about accepting the rhythm of life as it comes, understanding that not everything is within our control. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Time is a river, and the moment is a part of that flow." The Stoic mindset teaches us to work with the flow of time, not against it. This is a subtle but important shift in perspective. Rather than resisting what's outside of our control, we learn to accept it, to make peace with the natural course of events. This acceptance isn't about giving up or being passive. It's about understanding that there's power in patience. By choosing to wait with purpose, we reclaim control over the way we react to life's challenges, and in turn, we can more effectively shape our experiences. When we talk about patience, It's not just about waiting for something external to change. It's about working on ourselves in the meantime. It's about preparing for the opportunities that will inevitably come when the time is right. Just as a farmer plants seeds and waits for them to grow, we too must cultivate the patience to wait for the right conditions to come together. Think about it. What's the rush? Why should we hurry through life, trying to get to the next destination without fully experiencing the journey? Patience teaches us to slow down, to appreciate the process, and to trust that the destination will arrive when we're ready for it. It's not about how fast we get there, but about being present for every step along the way. In fact, the power of patience lies in its ability to shape how we move through life. It allows us to navigate challenges with grace, to endure difficulties without losing our sense of purpose. Patience is the tool that lets us step back when the world feels like it's moving too fast, to gather our thoughts and to respond with clarity. It's the strength that helps us resist the temptation to react impulsively and instead take a measured, thoughtful approach. Carl Jung captured this beautifully when he said, "We cannot change anything unless we accept it." Patience, then, isn't just about waiting for something outside of us to change. It's about changing our internal response to life as it is. It's about accepting that some things take time, that growth happens in its own season, and that true change comes when we align ourselves with the process. Think of patience as an active engagement with life. It's not a passive state of being. Far from it. Patience requires us to stay present, to be mindful of the now, and to trust that we're exactly where we need to be. It takes courage to wait when everything inside of us wants to rush ahead, to move forward, to make things happen. But the truth is, rushing often leads to mistakes, to choices made out of fear rather than wisdom. Patience gives us the time to think, to plan, and to act when the moment is right. The beauty of patience is that it gives us the space to grow into the person we need to be before the opportunities arrive. It's like a tree that spends years growing its roots before it ever reaches for the sky. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree can grow. Without that foundation, any success would be shallow, unable to withstand the challenges that come with it. In the same way, patience allows us to build the internal strength and resilience we need before we step into the life we desire. This internal strength is the real power behind patience. It's the quiet confidence that tells us, even when things aren't going according to plan, that we're still moving forward. We may not be able to control the timing of events, but we can control how we prepare for them. The more patient we become, the more we align ourselves with life's natural rhythms. We stop fighting against the delays, stop resisting what we can't change. Instead, we focus on what we can influence, our own growth, our own mindset, and our own actions. It's through this patient preparation that we become ready for the opportunities that will inevitably come. Seneca once wrote, "Patience is the best remedy for every trouble." When we can embrace patience, we transform obstacles into opportunities, delays into chances for self-improvement, and setbacks into stepping stones. The real beauty of patience, though, is its ability to create peace within us. When we stop rushing, stop fighting against the clock, and stop demanding that things happen on our terms, we find a deep sense of calm. Patience allows us to release the anxiety that comes with uncertainty and surrender to the present moment. It's the antidote to the constant pressure we feel to achieve, to be more, to do more. Instead of being caught in the whirlwind of more, we find contentment in simply being, in trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This inner peace, born from patience, becomes the foundation for everything else. When we cultivate patience, we free ourselves from the stress of constantly striving and start living in harmony with life. As we navigate the ebbs and flows of life, it's important to remember that patience is not about passivity. It's an active force. It's the force that allows us to keep moving forward, even when things feel slow. It teaches us that sometimes the best thing we can do is wait, not in a state of idleness, but in a state of readiness. When we trust in the process, when we accept the timing of life, we no longer feel the need to rush. We become secure in the knowledge that everything is unfolding as it should, and when the time is right, we'll be ready to step into the next chapter. The true freedom of patience is found in the release of control and the acceptance of life's timing. So the next time you feel frustrated by a delay or uncertain about the future, remember this. Patience isn't about surrendering. It's about aligning with the flow of life. It's the act of trusting that everything will come to you in its own time, and when it does, you'll be ready. Patience is not weakness. It's the quiet strength that allows you to stay calm and confident, knowing that what's meant for you will never pass you by. It's the ultimate act of power, one that comes from within and shapes the world around you. We often hear people say, "I was just lucky," or "It wasn't my time yet." We've all used the word luck at some point to explain those moments when things seem to fall into place, when success appears out of nowhere. But if you look closely, you'll start to realize that luck is rarely as random as we think. In fact, luck, more often than not, is simply alignment in disguise. It's the convergence of preparation, patience, and timing. When we hear stories of successful people, we often attribute their achievements to luck, overlooking the years of work, preparation, and quiet persistence behind the scenes. The truth is, timing is never random. It's a force that moves in patterns, and when you sync yourself with that rhythm, you become part of something far greater than mere chance. So what does it mean to align with timing rather than wait for luck to find you? It means understanding that success doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It's not about sitting back and hoping the universe will grant you everything you desire. It's about preparing yourself in every moment for when the right time arrives. The timing of your life is not some mysterious force working against you, but rather something you can learn to move with, like the flow of a river. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Everything we experience is in motion, and if we're not consciously aligning ourselves with that rhythm, we risk missing opportunities that are already within our reach. Imagine this: the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop pushing for things to happen on your timeline, you start to recognize the patterns of life around you. You start to see how everything is connected, how things fall into place at just the right time. This isn't about waiting passively for good fortune. This is about positioning yourself so that when the right opportunities come, you're ready to seize them. It's about knowing that timing isn't some fluke. It's something you can prepare for and align with. It's the result of showing up, doing the work, and trusting that the right moment will come when you're ready for it. The universe doesn't rush. It reveals itself in its own time. What happens when you stop looking for luck? You begin to realize that your efforts are never wasted. Everything you do, every step you take, is contributing to your readiness for the moment when the door finally opens. Patience isn't about passivity. It's about trusting the process. You become the right person at the right time, not by waiting, but by becoming who you need to be through your actions. When you stop demanding things happen on your terms and instead trust the timing of life, you find a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. You stop chasing external validation and start creating the internal structure that makes you ready for success. There's a quiet power in aligning yourself with timing. The pressure lifts when you realize you're not racing against the clock, trying to force the world to bend to your will. Instead, you move with the rhythm of life. understanding that every experience, every challenge, and every moment is part of your preparation. Think of it like a musician waiting for the perfect note to come. The musician doesn't force the music. They wait for the right time to play. But they've been practicing for years, honing their craft, ensuring that when the right moment comes, they're ready. The universe, just like the musician, doesn't rush. But when it's time, it reveals its rhythm, and the person who has been aligned with it all along is the one who makes the most of it. The truth is, timing always works in patterns. When we start paying attention to those patterns, we begin to see that everything is interconnected. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about recognizing the opportunity when it arrives and knowing you're prepared to take action. Seneca wisely said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." If we take that to heart, we can start to see that the moments we consider lucky are really the result of preparation, consistency, and alignment with the natural flow of life. We don't have to wait for luck to happen. We create our own luck by becoming the person who is ready when opportunity knocks. It's important to remember that this isn't just about being prepared for success. It's also about being prepared for failure, for setbacks, and for the unexpected twists and turns that life always throws our way. The moment you align yourself with the flow of life, you stop seeing delays as roadblocks. Instead, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth, as moments to refine your readiness. Life will always have its challenges, but when you are aligned with timing, those challenges become stepping stones, not obstacles. You learn to navigate through them with grace, understanding that every experience, no matter how difficult, is part of the process of becoming the right person for the next opportunity. In this sense, patience and timing are two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. Patience allows you to wait without anxiety, to remain calm in the face of uncertainty, and to trust that the right moment will come. Timing, on the other hand, teaches you that there is a natural order to things, that nothing is ever truly random. When you stop resisting this natural flow and instead align yourself with it, you become a force that attracts the right opportunities to you. The more you work on yourself, the more you prepare, the more you trust in the process, the more in sync you become with the rhythm of life. So what does it mean to truly align with timing and stop chasing luck? It means embracing the idea that life is not a series of random events, but a sequence of moments that unfold in their own time. It means trusting that every experience you go through, every challenge, and every delay is preparing you for something greater. It's about becoming the person who is ready for the opportunities that will eventually arrive, knowing that your preparation and alignment with life's rhythms are what make them possible. When you let go of the need to chase and instead focus on becoming the right person for the right moment, you'll realize that the universe was never withholding anything from you. It was simply waiting for you to be ready to receive it. The next time you find yourself feeling like luck has passed you by or that success is always just out of reach, remember that timing is never random. It's a force that can be understood, a rhythm that can be aligned with. Your job isn't to chase after luck. It's to align yourself with life's natural flow, to prepare yourself for what's coming, and to trust that when the time is right, everything will fall into place. When you sync yourself with timing, you stop chasing and start receiving. When everything around you seems silent, when the noise of the world dies down and the rush of life pauses, what do you do with that time? Do you find yourself filled with doubt, questioning your choices, wondering if you're moving fast enough or achieving enough? Or do you see it as a moment of opportunity, a moment to build, to strengthen, to solidify the foundation beneath your feet? In our fast-paced world, where everything is constantly moving, we often think that silence and stillness are a sign of stagnation. We worry that if we're not always doing something, we're falling behind. But what if I told you that these quiet moments are not signs of inactivity, but powerful opportunities for growth? The truth is, your strength is built in the quiet. It's in these still moments, when the world seems to stand still, that your character is shaped. Think about it for a moment. When life quiets down, when things seem to slow, it can feel like nothing is happening. But in reality, everything is happening. These moments are the perfect time to reinforce your inner strength, to dig deeper into your own resilience, and to prepare yourself for the challenges ahead. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world. We're told constantly to hustle, to move faster, to achieve more. But what if true strength isn't about constantly pushing forward? What if it's about knowing when to pause, to breathe, and to reflect? It's in the silence that we can hear ourselves clearly. It's in the quiet that we can listen to our thoughts, understand our emotions, and realign with our purpose. This is where real growth happens, not in the frantic chase for success, but in the steady, silent work of building your inner foundation. When you embrace these quiet moments, you embrace the opportunity to strengthen your character. You see, every minute spent in stillness is not wasted time. It's a chance to reinforce your values, to align your actions with your beliefs, and to build the kind of person you want to become. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, a master of calm and self-discipline, wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." He knew that true peace, true strength, comes not from external circumstances, but from cultivating a deep, unwavering stillness within. We live in a world that often values constant action. We're taught that success comes from doing, from pushing, from always being in motion. But this mindset overlooks the importance of stillness. In the quiet, we are given the chance to build a stronger version of ourselves, brick by brick. Just like a building needs a solid foundation to stand tall, your personal strength needs quiet moments to become resilient. In these moments, you learn who you really are, free from the noise and distractions that constantly try to pull you in 100 different directions. These quiet moments are where you refine your focus, clarify your intentions, and build the inner strength that will carry you through life's challenges. Of course, it's easy to get lost in the fear of stillness. We might fear that we're falling behind, or that we're not doing enough to reach our goals. But the truth is, the quiet is exactly where your strength is forged. It's in the moments of pause that you find your power, not in the moments of frantic action. Strength isn't built by rushing from one task to the next. It's built in the stillness, in the patience to wait, and in the discipline to stay focused on what truly matters. And in those moments, when you feel like nothing is happening, remind yourself that the real work is being done within. When you choose to embrace stillness, you choose to invest in yourself. Every time you pause, you're giving yourself the space to grow, to refine, and to strengthen. In these moments, you build the mental and emotional fortitude that will see you through the most difficult times. And when the noise of the world picks up again, you'll find that you are stronger, steadier, and more centered than before. It's like a tree whose roots grow deep in the quiet of the earth before it reaches for the sky. Without those quiet moments, the tree would never have the strength to withstand the storms that come its way. In our modern world, it can feel like silence is something to be avoided, something uncomfortable. We fill our lives with constant noise, whether it's work, social media, or the endless stream of distractions around us. But what if we reframed silence? What if we saw it not as something to fear, but as an opportunity to grow stronger? What if we saw it as a chance to reconnect with ourselves, to build the foundation for a life that's rooted in purpose, clarity, and inner strength? As Epictetus wisely said, It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In those quiet moments, you have the power to choose how you react to life. You can choose to build, to grow, and to become the person you're meant to be. Remember, strength isn't just about what you do in the loud, visible moments of life. It's also about what you do when no one is watching, when the world is quiet, and when it seems like nothing is happening. It's in these moments that you have the chance to shape your character, to build the inner resilience that will carry you through any storm. So next time you find yourself in the quiet, don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let doubt creep in. Instead, see it as an opportunity to build. Reinforce your foundation, strengthen your resolve, and prepare yourself for the life that's waiting for you. When you do, you'll find that your true strength is rooted in those quiet moments of growth, not in the noise of the world. Surrendering isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. We've all been told that surrender is about giving up, about letting go of control and allowing life to take its course. But what if we've been misunderstanding surrender all along? What if true strength lies not in fighting against life, but in surrendering to its flow? The act of surrender is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to fate. It's about releasing the need to control everything around us, to force life into the box of expectations we've built. It's about trusting the process, trusting the natural rhythm of life, and stepping into that flow with confidence. So often, we find ourselves desperately trying to shape life into something that fits our desires, our expectations, or our timeline. We want things to happen when we want them, how we want them, and we struggle when life doesn't cooperate. But the more we force, the more resistance we encounter. We push, we fight, and we exhaust ourselves trying to make things happen. And yet, the harder we try to control everything, the more we feel like we're slipping away from the very things we're trying to hold on to. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." It's a simple truth, but one that many of us fail to grasp until we're completely worn out. The things we try to control, our emotions, our relationships, our circumstances, are often the very things that end up controlling us. The harder we cling to them, the more we feed the very resistance that keeps them out of our grasp. But when we learn to let go of control, we step into a new kind of power. This power doesn't come from forcing outcomes, but from aligning ourselves with the natural order of things. Think of a river. The river doesn't struggle against the rocks, the trees, or the banks that line its path. It flows. It moves in harmony with the world around it, adjusting, shaping, and carving its way without ever forcing anything. The river surrenders to its course, to the natural rhythm of the earth, and in doing so, it becomes unstoppable. It doesn't fight its way forward. It moves with grace, with purpose, and with an unwavering trust in the flow of life. And this is the discipline of surrender. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up on our goals or aspirations. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to happen. On the contrary, surrender requires a great deal of action, but action that is aligned with the flow of life rather than fighting against it. Surrendering means doing what we can, giving our best effort, but also accepting that we cannot control everything. We cannot force the river to move faster, nor can we change its direction. What we can do is align ourselves with it, move with it, and allow it to carry us to where we need to be. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This is the essence of surrender, not giving up, but accepting and loving what is given to us. It's about embracing the present moment as it is, without resistance. It's about understanding that life unfolds in its own time, and that our job is to meet it with grace, courage, and patience. The discipline of surrender isn't passive, it's an active choice. It's the choice to stop resisting, to stop forcing, and to trust that the universe will unfold as it should. This is where the true strength lies, in the willingness to let go of the need to control and instead flow with the natural rhythm of life. It's not about giving in to every circumstance, but about recognizing when to take action and when to simply let things be. It's knowing when to push forward and when to step back, understanding that both are necessary for growth. In a world that constantly tells us to go after what we want, to make our own destiny, surrender may seem counterintuitive. We've been raised to believe that if we don't force things to happen, we'll fall behind. But true strength comes from the ability to stay centered in the face of uncertainty. It comes from the understanding that life is not something to be controlled, but something to be experienced and embraced. When we stop fighting against life, we stop exhausting ourselves. We stop draining our energy on battles we cannot win. Instead, we conserve our energy for what truly matters, aligning ourselves with the flow of life and trusting that everything we need will come in time. This is the paradox of surrender. It requires incredible strength to let go. It takes courage to release the need for control, to accept that life will unfold in its own way, on its own time. But when we embrace this surrender, we find that we are no longer fighting against the current. Instead, we are moving with it, and in doing so, we find ourselves reaching our destination with greater ease and less effort. It's a powerful shift in perspective, one that frees us from the burdens of resistance and allows us to step into a life of peace and flow. There's an important distinction here. Surrender isn't about being passive, nor is it about abandoning our desires. It's about releasing the need to control the outcome while still putting in the effort. It's about showing up, doing our best, but also trusting that the universe has its own rhythm, and we are part of it. The discipline of surrender is about letting go of our attachment to how things should be, and instead embracing them as they are. It's about recognizing that we are not in control of everything, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's liberating. In surrender, we find peace. In surrender, we find freedom. And in surrender, we find the strength to navigate life with a calm and steady heart, knowing that we are always in the right place at the right time. So the next time life throws you a curveball, or when things aren't unfolding the way you'd hoped, remember that surrender isn't defeat. It's not giving up. It's aligning yourself with the natural rhythm of life. And when you do, you'll find that things fall into place in ways you never expected. It's not about controlling the world around you, but about trusting that the world will move with you, if only you have the courage to surrender. How much of your energy is spent worrying about what you might be missing? If you've ever felt that gnawing sense of urgency to be everywhere, do everything, and chase every opportunity, you're not alone. It's a modern epidemic, the fear of missing out, or FOMO. It's the constant belief that if you're not actively pursuing something, then you're losing precious time, or worse, falling behind. But what if I told you that this constant chase is exactly what's keeping you from finding peace? What if, instead of running after everything, you simply stopped for a moment and allowed life to come to you? The idea of missing out is deeply ingrained in our culture. We're told to be everywhere at once, to seize every opportunity, to grab the next big thing before it slips through our fingers. In this fast-paced world, it feels like if you don't act quickly, you'll miss your chance, and that thought, that fear, drives much of our daily lives. We're led to believe that every moment must be maximized, every opportunity must be seized, and if we're not constantly striving, we're somehow failing. This sense of urgency creates a restlessness that eats away at our ability to truly live in the moment, and more importantly, to recognize that we're often already exactly where we need to be. The fear of missing out often comes from a deeper, unspoken belief that if we're not constantly moving, we're somehow not enough. We compare ourselves to others and wonder if we're missing something crucial, but in reality, it's not about being everywhere or doing everything. It's about being present where you are. Opportunities will come to you when you stop trying so hard to chase them. The universe has a way of aligning things for us, but only when we stop running from one thing to the next. It's when you stop chasing that life begins to reveal its own pace, its own rhythm, and you find that what you need has always been on its way to you. In many ways, letting go of FOMO is an act of faith. It requires you to trust that everything you need will come in its own time. We live in a world obsessed with speed and achievement, but sometimes the greatest thing you can do for yourself is to slow down and let life unfold. It's not about letting go of ambition or purpose. It's about letting go of the fear that if you're not constantly moving, you'll miss something important. The truth is, when you stop rushing, you start noticing things you would have missed before. You begin to realize that the world is already offering you what you need. It's just a matter of opening your eyes and being still enough to see it. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think about how much time we waste chasing after things that aren't truly fulfilling. The fear of missing out makes us feel like we need to constantly be busy, but in that busyness, we miss the quiet moments that bring the greatest rewards. It's in those moments of stillness, of letting go, that we connect with ourselves and the world around us on a deeper level. When we stop fearing what we might miss, we make space for the things that truly matter. The irony of FOMO is that it's rooted in the belief that if we don't keep up with everyone else, we'll miss out on something. But the truth is, the more we chase, the more we become disconnected from ourselves. We're so busy looking at everyone else's path that we forget to walk our own. We forget that we have our own unique journey, and it's not meant to look like anyone else's. The opportunities that are truly meant for us will find us when we are ready, when we stop running after everything else. The key is not to force opportunities into our lives, but to trust that when we align ourselves with who we are, the right things will come. It's time to stop being afraid of what you might miss and start trusting that what's meant for you will find you. This doesn't mean you should sit idly by and wait for things to happen. It means living fully in the present moment, doing the work, showing up for yourself, and trusting that the universe will bring the right things to you when the time is right. It means letting go of the belief that you must be everywhere, do everything, and grab everything that comes your way. When you release that pressure, you open yourself up to a deeper, more fulfilling experience of life. So, let go of the fear of missing out. Let go of the need to chase. Instead, align yourself with the present moment, trust the process, and know that everything you need will come to you in time. The opportunities you truly need are already on their way to you. They always were. It's time to stop chasing and start living. And when you do, you'll realize that everything you thought you were missing was never truly gone. It was simply waiting for you to stop running and begin living fully in the moment. What if everything in your life was determined by the internal laws you've set for yourself? Imagine that your peace, your happiness, your success, all of it hinges on how closely you align with the principles you live by. The external world, with all its chaos and unpredictability, can only disrupt your peace if you allow it to. If you live according to your own internal law, you stop reacting to everything around you. Instead, you become the calm that the world starts to reflect back at you. We often look to the outside world for validation, for control, for the things that we think will make us feel secure. But what if the real secret to peace lies within us, in the laws we create for ourselves. Think about the way we measure success. How much of that is shaped by external expectations? We live in a world that constantly tells us how we should act, what we should want, and what success should look like. But when we allow ourselves to be governed by these external influences, we lose sight of our true compass, the one that lies within. It's only when we return to our internal law that we find stability. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." This means that the peace and happiness you seek aren't dependent on the circumstances outside of you. They're dependent on your alignment with who you truly are, with your own internal principles. When you live according to your own values, you stop being swept up in the external chaos. Instead of reacting to every shift and change around you, you respond from a place of inner peace. You begin to realize that you're no longer at the mercy of the outside world. It's the world that must now align with you. The idea of internal law is deeply tied to the concept of self-mastery. When you take control of your own mind and emotions, when you understand that you're the one in charge of how you respond to life, you gain a level of peace and power that can't be shaken. The world might still throw obstacles your way, but you're no longer tossed around by them. You face them with calm, with confidence, and with clarity. And when you do, the world reflects that back to you. This doesn't mean that you're immune to hardship. It doesn't mean that you never face challenges. It simply means that you approach them differently. You don't allow them to define you. You don't let the circumstances outside of you dictate your state of being. Instead, you remain anchored in your own inner principles. The Stoics, in particular, taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of the rest. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." When we stop desiring the external world to behave in a certain way, we free ourselves from the constant need for external validation. We find strength in our own sense of self, in our own internal law. When we're constantly seeking validation from outside sources, we're giving away our power. We're allowing others to dictate how we should feel, how we should act, and what success looks like. But when we turn inward and build a strong internal law, we reclaim our power. We stop waiting for the world to give us permission to be at peace, to be happy, to be successful. We take that power back and define it for ourselves. When we do that, we stop reacting to the chaos around us. Instead, we become the calm center in the middle of that storm. Your internal law doesn't have to be rigid or unyielding. It's not about creating a set of rules that you must follow without question. It's about understanding your values, your purpose, and your goals, and using those as your compass. When you live by this internal law, you become the person who can face life's challenges with grace and confidence. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your peace and your happiness aren't up for negotiation. They're not dependent on what others think or do. They come from your alignment with your inner truth. Living by your internal law is also about understanding that you are not helpless in the face of external circumstances. The world will always throw challenges your way, but how you respond to them is entirely up to you. If you allow the chaos of the world to control your emotions and actions, you will always be at its mercy. But if you anchor yourself in your internal law, you regain control. You choose how you react, and in doing so, you choose your peace, your happiness, and your success. The world may continue to be chaotic, unpredictable, and difficult, but you don't have to be a victim of it. You can choose to stand firm, to remain grounded, to align yourself with your internal law. And in doing so, you become the calm that the world begins to reflect back to you. Your peace becomes unshakable because it's not dependent on the world around you. It's built on a foundation of your own making. When you create your own internal law, you stop reacting to life. You stop waiting for things to happen, and you begin to move through life with confidence, with purpose, and with a deep sense of inner peace. This journey isn't always easy. There will be moments when you feel tempted to give in to the chaos, to let the outside world control your emotions. But each time you return to your internal law, each time you remind yourself that you are the one in charge of your peace, you build strength. You reinforce your foundation. And over time, that foundation becomes so strong that no external force can shake it. Your internal law becomes the guiding force that helps you navigate life with purpose, with clarity, and with peace. In the end, it's not the world around you that defines your peace and success. It's the laws you live by, the internal principles that guide you. When you live according to these principles, you stop reacting to the chaos. You become the calm center, the person who remains steady, grounded, and true to themselves, no matter what happens around them. And in doing so, you create a life that reflects that inner law. You create a life of peace, happiness, and success. It's not something the world can take away from you. It's something that you've built from within, and nothing in the external world can disrupt that foundation. By focusing on your internal law, you stop chasing after things that don't align with your true self. You stop allowing the world to dictate your emotions, your happiness, and your sense of peace. You begin to live in alignment with your deepest values, and when you do that, the world starts to reflect that back to you. Your inner strength, your calm, and your confidence become the guiding force in your life. And that is a power that nothing and no one can take away from you. Preparation is a word that most of us associate with action. We think of it as checking off lists, setting goals, and making sure everything is in place. But what if preparation isn't about the things you do, but about the state of mind you cultivate? What if true preparation is about developing the internal structure to handle whatever comes next, no matter how unexpected or challenging? The more you prepare in this way, the less anxiety you feel about the future. The chaos of the unknown doesn't grip you because deep inside you know you're ready. Not because you have all the answers, but because you've trained yourself to stay grounded no matter what happens. Most people spend their lives preparing for the future in the wrong way. We believe that if we just take the right actions, follow the perfect plan, and ensure everything goes as expected, we'll be ready. But life doesn't always go according to plan. The future is unpredictable, and the true test comes not in our ability to control every variable, but in how we react when things don't go as expected. In the face of the unknown, the real preparation is your inner calm. It's your ability to stay steady when everything around you seems uncertain. True preparation is rooted in self-awareness. The more you understand yourself, your reactions, your tendencies, the better equipped you are to face the unknown. This isn't about getting things perfect or achieving a state of constant action. It's about training your mind to be calm, to be still, and to trust that no matter what, you have the ability to handle what life throws at you. The more you practice this internal preparation, the more you realize that the key to facing challenges is not about eliminating them, it's about learning to move through them with a steady heart. We often think that preparation means getting everything right, checking off the boxes, and eliminating uncertainty. But true preparation is the ability to stay calm in the midst of chaos. It's about creating mental structures that can hold the weight of whatever life brings. Think of it like building a foundation for a house. You don't know what storms may come, but if the foundation is solid, it will withstand whatever hits. You don't need to control the storm. You need to build the strength within yourself to handle it. This shift in perspective is liberating. It removes the pressure to control every outcome and instead focuses on cultivating inner strength and resilience. In the rush to prepare, It's easy to get caught up in what's visible, the tasks, the actions, the things that seem to matter. But what matters more is the inner work. The more you focus on strengthening your mindset, the less anxious you become. You stop worrying about the future because you understand that no matter what comes, you will be ready. Not because you can predict the outcome, but because you've trained your mind to adapt and stay steady. This is where true power lies. It's not in being perfect or in having every answer. It's in your ability to handle the uncertainty of life with grace. The Stoics knew this well. They understood that life cannot be controlled, but it can be prepared for. They taught that we should focus only on what's in our control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, and let go of everything else. This is the essence of real preparation. When you know that you can handle whatever life throws at you, you stop being afraid of the unknown. You stop letting anxiety dictate your actions. Instead, you move through life with a calm assurance that you are enough, regardless of the outcome. This preparation frees you from the fear of failure and the need to control every detail of your life. True preparation doesn't involve worrying about the future or obsessing over what could go wrong. It's about developing a mindset that allows you to meet whatever comes with confidence and composure. This mental preparation isn't a one-time event. It's a practice, something you cultivate daily. Each time you face a challenge, whether it's small or large, you have an opportunity to strengthen your inner resilience. Each experience is a chance to practice staying calm, staying grounded, and responding with clarity. The more you practice, the stronger you become. This inner strength isn't just about resilience, it's also about flexibility. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we expect it, and the ability to adapt is just as important as the ability to withstand. Preparation is about building that adaptability within yourself. You train your mind to stay open, to remain receptive to change, and to trust that even in the face of adversity, you can move forward. It's about embracing the flow of life, not fighting against it. When you align yourself with this flow, you realize that the challenges you face aren't obstacles. They are opportunities to deepen your readiness, to refine your strength, and to grow. The process of preparation is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, practice, and a commitment to staying true to yourself. But the more you invest in this inner work, the more you begin to see that you are already ready for what's to come. Life doesn't require you to have all the answers. It requires you to trust yourself, to trust your preparation, and to have faith in your ability to navigate the unknown with clarity and purpose. The more you prepare internally, the less you will be swayed by external circumstances. You won't need to control everything because you'll know that you can handle whatever comes your way. Ultimately, preparation isn't about avoiding challenges or controlling outcomes. It's about becoming the kind of person who can face any challenge with a steady heart. It's about building the internal structure to handle whatever life brings, and knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength to meet it. The more you focus on preparing yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, the more you'll find that you're not only ready for the future, you're in control of your present. And in that, you find true peace. In 2026, imagine yourself becoming a magnet. Not the kind that chases after things, desperately reaching out for success, love, or recognition, but the kind that quietly aligns with the flow of life. Too often, we think we need to hustle, push, and force the world to give us what we want. We believe that success comes from non-stop action, that we need to chase after opportunities and fight for them. But what if the key to attracting everything you've ever desired is to stop the chase? What if the real power lies in becoming the type of person who draws everything you want to you, effortlessly? The truth is, you are already a magnet. The energy you put out into the world shapes what comes back to you. but too many people spend their lives pushing, forcing, and trying to control every outcome. They worry about the future, fret about what might go wrong, and in doing so, they push away the very things they desire most. The energy of worry and anxiety repels the opportunities that are meant for you. But when you stop worrying, when you stop pushing and start aligning yourself with what's already in motion, you begin to attract everything you've been waiting for. It's about creating space within yourself to be open, to stop trying to control the flow and instead trust that what's meant for you will come when the time is right. It's a shift in mindset from the idea that you need to chase things to the understanding that what you need is already on its way. It's about being the right person at the right moment, not by force, but by presence. When you align with the rhythm of life, opportunities, people, and circumstances begin to flow toward you like a current, pulling you forward without you having to fight against it. Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists." The more you resist the flow of life, the more you push against the current, the harder it becomes to move forward. But when you allow yourself to simply be, to align with the current of life, you stop resisting and start moving with it. You stop worrying about the future because you trust that everything you need will come to you, and this trust is what makes you magnetic. People, opportunities, and circumstances begin to gravitate toward you, drawn by the certainty and peace that you exude. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to stop striving and simply let go, to no longer chase after the perfect career, the perfect relationship, or the perfect lifestyle, but instead to trust that the right things will come to you. You wouldn't need to fight for success or chase down your dreams. They would come to you naturally. The more you align with who you truly are, without fear, without doubt, and without the constant push for more, the more the world will begin to reflect that alignment. Your very presence becomes magnetic, drawing everything you need into your life. This isn't just about waiting for things to happen, though. It's about taking intentional action from a place of calm, not from desperation or anxiety. When you act from a place of inner peace and certainty, you create an energy that attracts the right opportunities and the right people. Your actions will be more purposeful, and the outcomes will flow more easily. You'll begin to realize that success doesn't come from forcing things to happen, but from aligning your energy with the flow of life and moving in harmony with it. This is where true power lies, not in the relentless pursuit of success, but in the quiet certainty that everything you need is already on its way. When you stop forcing, stop worrying, and simply become the person who is ready to receive, you shift from a state of lack to one of abundance. You stop seeing life as a struggle and start seeing it as a dance, a flow that you can align with. And in that alignment, you become magnetic. At the heart of this process is trust, the trust that the universe or life has a rhythm, a timing that is perfect for you. It's not about rushing to meet your goals or pushing to make things happen. It's about surrendering to the process and knowing that, as long as you continue to align your thoughts, actions, and energy with your true purpose, everything will come to you at the right time. Trusting the process isn't passive, it's active, because it requires you to show up consistently, but without the constant pressure of forcing an outcome. As you begin to trust this process, something extraordinary happens. You stop worrying about the what-ifs and start living in the what-is. You let go of the fear that you might be missing out or that you're falling behind. Instead, you embrace the present moment and allow it to unfold naturally. This shift in mindset allows you to become a powerful magnet for everything you need. The energy you give off is aligned with the life you want, and that energy attracts everything from the right people to the right opportunities. It's a subtle but profound change. You're not chasing anything, you're becoming someone who naturally attracts what they need. You're not forcing things to happen, You're aligning yourself with the natural flow of life and allowing things to unfold at the right time. The more you practice this, the more you realize that life is not something to be chased. It's something to be embraced. In 2026, you could look back and see how this shift in mindset has transformed everything for you. By simply trusting the process, by aligning with life's flow instead of resisting it, you could have drawn everything you need into your life. The people, the opportunities, the success, they weren't things you had to chase. They were things that came to you when you stopped running after them. This is the power of becoming a magnet, not by force, not by desperation, but by aligning your actions, energy, and mindset with the life you want. When you live with this kind of certainty, you stop fighting against the world and start moving with it. And in that movement, everything you desire will be drawn to you. So, as you move through 2026, ask yourself, are you going to keep chasing, or are you going to align? Are you going to keep pushing, or are you going to trust that the life you want is already on its way? The choice is yours. The more you trust, the more you let go, the more you'll see that everything you need has been waiting for you all along. You are the magnet for the life you desire. In our pursuit of success, happiness, and fulfillment, we often forget one simple but profound truth. The harder we push against the natural current of life, the more we resist, the more we struggle. We feel this resistance in our relationships, in our careers, in the way we engage with the world. The constant striving, the hustle, the push to do more, to be more, it's exhausting. Yet, when we step back and reflect, we see that life doesn't demand this constant struggle. The world doesn't ask us to push against it, it asks us to flow with it. Life is not a race, it's a journey. And the key to unlocking the power of this journey lies in embracing the flow. The more we resist, the more we feel disconnected. The more we align, the more we feel connected to something greater than ourselves. When we stop trying to control everything and instead surrender to the rhythm of life, that's when we experience true freedom and growth. But surrendering is not about giving up. It's about trusting the process, aligning with it, and allowing things to unfold naturally. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes." This quote reminds us that the first step in embracing the flow of life is looking inward. It's in the stillness, in the silence, that we truly understand ourselves. When we stop chasing external validation, we begin to see our own power, our own potential. But this power doesn't come from force. It comes from alignment. It comes from tuning into the natural flow of life and trusting that when the time is right, everything will fall into place. When we let go of the need to control, we stop forcing our way through life. Instead, we begin to flow with it. It's like a river. When you fight the current, you exhaust yourself. But when you let go and allow the water to guide you, you find yourself moving toward your destination effortlessly. This is the power of alignment. This is the secret to unlocking your potential. You see, when you're in alignment with your true self, life becomes a series of synchronistic events. The people you meet, the opportunities that arise, the challenges you face, they all become part of a greater plan that's unfolding perfectly. It's not about chasing after something, it's about becoming the person who naturally attracts what they need. The more you align with your inner truth, the more you attract the life that is meant for you. This process of alignment requires patience. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about trusting that things are happening exactly as they should. It's the understanding that the universe has its own timeline, one that is often different from our own. And when we allow ourselves to be patient, we begin to see that everything comes at the right time. The job opportunity, the relationship, The breakthrough moment. All of it comes when you're ready for it. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. It's easy to get caught up in the urgency of the world around us. We live in a society that glorifies hustle, that celebrates speed, that constantly pushes us to do more, to achieve more. But when we take a step back and look at life through a different lens, we realize that true success is not about how fast we go. It's about how deeply we align with our own path. It's about moving with the flow, not against it. Think about the times in your life when things just seemed to fall into place. You didn't have to force them, they just happened. Maybe it was a job offer that came at the perfect moment, or a friendship that blossomed when you weren't even looking for it. These moments of synchronicity are not accidents, they are the result of alignment. When you stop fighting against the current and allow yourself to flow with it, you begin to notice the connections, the opportunities, and the people who are meant to be part of your journey. At times you may feel lost or unsure about where you're headed. Life may not always unfold the way you expect it to, but even in those moments of uncertainty, trust that everything is falling into place. Sometimes it's not about knowing exactly where you're going, it's about trusting that you're on the right path. And when you do this, you'll find that the universe begins to guide you in the most unexpected ways. We often mistake resistance for strength. We think that fighting against the flow of life shows our determination, our willpower. But true strength lies in surrender. It lies in knowing when to stop fighting and when to trust. It's the ability to stand still when the world is moving around you, to be at peace with the unknown. This is the power of alignment. It's not about controlling the outcome, it's about trusting the process. When you trust the process, you let go of fear, doubt, and worry. You stop fighting and start flowing. When you're aligned with the flow of life, you find peace in the present moment. You stop worrying about the future because you trust that everything will come when it's supposed to. You stop regretting the past because you know that it's all part of your journey. You start living in the now, fully present, fully engaged with the world around you. And as you embrace the flow, you'll begin to notice a shift in your energy. You'll find that things start to come to you more easily. The right people, the right opportunities, the right circumstances, they'll all seem to appear out of nowhere. But in reality, they were always there. You just had to stop resisting and start aligning with them. This is the power of alignment. The more you align with the flow of life, the more life aligns with you. The more you trust, the more the universe will reveal its rhythm to you. And in that rhythm, you'll find peace, purpose, and success. Everything you need is already on its way to you. All you have to do is stop chasing it and start becoming the person who is ready to receive it. So, as you move through 2026, ask yourself, am I going to continue to fight the current, or am I going to align with it? Am I going to continue to chase after what I think I need, or am I going to trust that everything I need is already on its way? The choice is yours. When you align with the flow of life, you become the magnet for everything you desire. You stop chasing, and instead, you attract everything that's meant for you. And that, my friend, is the true power of life. Remember, life isn't something you need to chase. It's something you need to align with. When you stop running after it, you start attracting everything you've been waiting for. Trust in the process and let life come to you. And now, keep exploring your journey by checking out the next video on the screen. It's time to continue your transformation.